Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on extension work. This video presents a few challenging ideas for Year 1 students. The extension topics are meant to serve as enrichment for those who are willing to embrace them. The first topic we'll look at is Roman numerals. Roman numerals were used in ancient times and letters were used to represent numbers. So the number 1 was like the capital letter I. Number 2, two of them together. The number 3, three next to each other. The number 4, now may I skip to 5 and tell you that 5 is the letter V. So for the number 4, if you have V and the 1 is, or the I is to the left, what we do is we go 5 minus 1. So when this letter is to the left of the V, we subtract 1 from the 5. So 5 take away 1 gives us 4. So that one's 5. Here, when the letter is to the right of the V, you add 1. So 5 plus 1 is 6. 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 plus 3 is 8. Let's skip to X, which is 10. Let's go back to this one. 10 minus 1 is 9. So it's the same rule as we did here. 10 minus 1 is 9. 10 plus 1 is 11. And 10 plus 2 is 12. So quickly repeating up here, we note that the letter I with V is 4 because it's 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1. That situation there, it's 5 plus 1 gives you 6. So it's 5 plus 1. 10, with that letter in front of it, is 10 minus 1 gives you 9, and the letter with the 1 after it is 10 plus 1 equals 11. So now we look at the clock, which has Roman numerals on the face. So there they are. I've already mentioned those. So there's an example of using Roman numerals. For larger numbers, 50 is the letter L, 100 is the letter C, that's like a century, 500 is the letter D, and 1000 is the letter M. Roman numerals on old buildings. So many old buildings around the world have Roman numerals on them, like this one here. The sign above tells us that the building was constructed in 1924. Now, if you discuss with your teachers, they'll explain to you why that is actually 1924. You could probably guess yourself. Very quickly, that's 1000. There's 1000 minus 100, so that gives you 1000, then 900, so that's 1900, 10, 20, and that letter with the 1 in front is a 4. But your teachers will go through that in more detail. Roman numerals at the end of movies. Here's a movie called The Painted Smile. Now, a lot of old movies had Roman numerals at the end of them, and they would tell you when the movie was made. So this movie here was made in 1961. Halfway between. When we are given two numbers, we can write down the number between the two given numbers. Let's look at some examples. Write down the number which occurs between the given two numbers. Write the answer in the square provided. Now, for these few exercises here, the answers are on the next page. Okay? So if you want to spend a little bit of time thinking about those and answering them, then the answers are on the next page. So what number goes in the middle of 10 and 20? What number goes in the middle of 20 and 40? And what number goes in the middle of 50 and 100? And the last question, where the answer is on the next slide, write the number represented by the following MAB blocks. So you've got that block there, those two, and those 4. So you can pause the video now if you like to answer those questions. Here are the answers on the next slide. Okay, so there are the answers. So 6 is halfway between 4 and 8. 15 is halfway between 10 and 20. 30 is halfway between 20 and 40. and 75 is halfway between 50 and 100. And the number represented by the MAB blocks, that's 100, 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 124. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video, which has given you some enrichment topics on Roman numerals, halfway between, and a question on MAB blocks.